And hello, welcome to the show. It is not Sunday, it is a Monday. It is Monday, April 12th, 2020. Hello and welcome to the show. Hello, Zach. How's it going?
All right.
Dude, I'm a little surprised that you elected for a Monday show. Did you work today? Or were you off? Ooh. Either you didn't respond back to me or I can't hear you.
Don't we all wish we were off? Sorry.
No, I just figured that you were gonna be like, oh, I've worked all day and I don't want to come home and do a show. So, that's what I figured, but I guess I was wrong. So anyway, how was your holiday? It was a thing.
I moved and stuff.
Wait, what?
I thought I told you that.
No, I didn't hear this. So you moved.
Moved.
I heard you were looking.
No. I had it on the books for a good couple of months.
Got it. So how's your new place?
I gotta tell you something. Fiber.
You have fiber now?
I got fiber.
Good for you. Congratulations.
I got fiber. I got gigabit.
You got gigabit?
I got gigabit.
Oh, you can totally. Okay.
Not just you anymore. Well, you don't have gigabit, but you could have gigabit. Honestly,
I
with
could
the
have
option to have affordable gigabit. I'm not sure why you don't have it, but
my option to have I don't know about affordable gigabit.
Well, you got good prices on that.
Okay, look, it's a small municipality, right? I don't know. I don't know. I won't pay for it. I know it's not as cheap as it could be. Let me ask you. So for gigabit, what are you paying a month?
$70.
Okay, that might be. I don't know what my municipality would charge for that.
It could be a little better, but it's fine. I mean, they wanted $50 a month for 100 megabits. I'm like, well, why would I want 100 megabits?
Okay, that's what we have, and that's probably close to the amount we pay for it.
And $60 for 500 megabits. I'm like, well, I mean, that makes the $50 package look stupid. But I mean, for 1,000, yeah, I want 1,000. Duh.
Goodness gracious!
It's symmetrical, by the way.
Hey,
you know what? CenturyLink of all providers. Can you believe it?
CenturyLink, really?
CenturyLink. I've heard nothing about them, but that they're a flaming pile of garbage. But you know what? It was really easy. Everything was easy. I don't have a contract. I can ditch them anytime I want. Not bad.
So I've got some news. I don't have my own place, right? But I'm thinking about it. Right? And one thing that I was considering is, and maybe I'm crazy, but I've been looking at houses.
My God. Did you win the lottery or something?
I did not win the lottery, but okay, what you have to understand is that the area that I live in, right? For a mortgage is going to be, and homes cost a lot less in my area too. A mortgage could be about the same amount as what an apartment would cost a month. So, at least in my area. So, when it comes down to that, it might make a little bit more sense. But I'm checking things out right now. I haven't fully made the decision to do anything. Now, I can't find it here. So currently Mason City has really crummy internet through Mediacom, right? But, and I can't find it. I was going to look for the company, and I can't find what it is. I can't figure it out right now. But I guess the let's see here. Mason City New Internet Company. Oh, here we go. Let's see what company is this? Railroad Metronet. Metronet is a all fiber based like ISP, and the city administrators for Mason City apparently voted unanimously to grant them a contract to come into the area, hopefully by the end of 2021. So, that means that there will be more options for internet providers and a fiber option in Mason City with what looked like affordable prices. So, yeah, Metronet. Let's see. Home products, fiber internet. They do have gigabit options available. And I can't remember what pricing looked like for these. Let's see. Pricing. Here we go. Oh, it's gonna make me put an address in, but well, let me see here. I hate websites that do this. I thought I saw pricing though. I thought it looked pretty affordable. Let's see. Fiber internet. 100 megabit, 200 megabit, 500 megabit, gigabit. Yeah. I thought it looked pretty reasonable though for what they were asking for. Let's see. Business fiber standard. So here are the business prices, right? For 500 megabits down, presumably fiber. Yeah, fiber, right? It's symmetrical. They want $80 for 50 megs for a business line.
Business line, okay.
Business is a little more expensive, but if that's what they're charging for business, then I can imagine that, home is going to be a fairly reasonable price. I can't, I don't know. Anyway, so that's exciting, right? But yeah, so I may be thinking about buying a house. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I got to figure out all the finances and stuff like that and whether it makes sense and other things like that. So there's that, right? The other thing is that, look, okay, what are you doing for, because now you've got that server, right? Where the crap did you put that?
It's in a closet.
Okay.
I have tuned the fan speed. It took me about 2 hours to do that.
How are you, there's not electricity there's not an electrical outlet in there, is there?
There is.
Oh, okay. So that helps, I guess. What about?
It's mighty toasty.
I was gonna say, what about cooling?
Oh no, it does the job. It's fine.
And network?
Got it covered. That's where the ISP box is, and I have a little dumb switch in there.
Okay, but okay, I'm not worried about that. Like, how are you networking it to the rest of your network, or are you just?
Okay, look. So where my desk is, there is a two-port, like I guess, switch plate in the wall, right? That goes to that closet.
Oh, so it's already networked.
It is. So one of those ports goes from the ISP box to my router, right? And then my router goes to my computer, and then my router goes through the other port, back through the wall, not to the ISP box, but to the dumb switch that goes to two of the ports on my server. It's kind of jank.
I'm confused. Why wouldn't you just...
Because I don't want to use the stupid ISP box for pretty much anything.
Right, so why wouldn't you go... What? I'm really
Why
confused.
wouldn't I just put my router or my Wi-Fi device in there?
No. Why aren't you going? Maybe I misunderstood. I would go ISP modem to switch and then switch to everything else. Or do you not have enough ports to do that? Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
That's probably the correct way to do that.
Actually, I'm not sure. I guess I don't understand fully what you're saying, but this
Okay.
it ended up working out this way just because this is
What I'm saying is
the order that I hooked things up in.
Okay, what I'm saying is take your ISP box, right? And you have an Ethernet port, or you have an Ethernet option out of that, right? For your WAN, right?
Actually, you know what? Pretty much everything is now going. So it goes to the ISP box to the router, and then my router goes to the dumb switch and to my computer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I forgot about your router in there. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay, so here's what I would do is your ISP box to your router, right?
I don't care.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, this is logically how I would do it, right? So your modem, right? Well, yeah, I would assume it's a modem, right?
Yes.
Is it it must be a fiber modem then? Do you have a fiber connection coming straight in?
I actually don't know. It was here when I got here.
Okay. Because I've seen actually some of these where it's like an actual like fiber with a I forget what that connector is called, but it's an actual fiber connector. And then that goes to Ethernet, and then I would go from Ethernet to on the outside of our house, right, we have a panel with a device in it called an ONT. I have no idea what what ONT stands for, but basically the fiber comes in outside, and then that's where it breaks off TV, internet, and voice. And so then what they do is they ran and basically an Ethernet cable, a network cable, from the ONT box outside into the house, and then that comes in, and I terminated that to a Keystone jack. Initially just had a plug on it, but that's how my internet comes in. So we technically have a modem per se, but it lives outside. So anyway, it's an ONT.
I don't know what goes on,
but I've seen other ones where like it actually brings it into that, like a fiber line legitimately comes into the house, like Google Fi, and then that converts the fiber to copper, so you can use it on an Ethernet cable. But in any case, I would go from your modem right to your router, and then your router's got a built-in switch, I would assume, right? So you could use some of those ports, right? Like I would plug that because you said you have a network jack in your like next to your desk, right?
Yep.
And the other end of that comes into that closet, and it's just got an Ethernet end on it, right?
There are two next to my desk. One of them goes to the router, and then the other one goes from the router back to the closet. Because I wanted the router here, but I still wanted to connect my server in the closet to the router and not to the ISP modem.
This is getting overly complicated. What? I'm really confused. Why would you? I understand you not wanting to use the
ISP crap equipment.
I understand you not wanting to use the ISP modem, right? But like here's what I'm saying is hold on. Blink, right? So let me just make wait, hold on. Router's technically supposed to be a circle. Right?
What are you doing?
So you got your router, right?
No, look, who cares, okay?
I know, what I'm not understanding is so you've got Ethernet jack 1, Ethernet jack 2, right? And then this is like the ISP modem over here, right? So this is connected like this, right? To your router, right?
I'm straight up tapped out right now.
Oh. Can you see what I'm drawing? Can you
drawing some boxes? It works.
Okay, I know. I'm just confused. Hold on. So you've got your ISP modem, right? And that goes to your router, right?
Yes, and then all of my other crap goes to my router. My router goes to a dumb switch as well, somewhere in the chain.
Right. Okay. So here's your little switch, right?
But yeah, a router is
and
also
one of
a dumb
these
switch.
is I know, and one of these is connected directly to here, right? So let's say here's your desk over here, right?
Making me tab back in. No. Screw this. I'm entertaining this.
No, I'm curious to understand why you would go from here back to here this way.
Because it worked.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I would, if it were me, if you had your server in the room, I would just connect your server into here if you've got a port on either on your switch or your modem, or I mean your router. Or do you have two separate networks? Is that what's going on? You see why I'm confused? Like, I don't understand why you would go this direction and then come back in this direction. Does that make sense? Or are you just, like, over it right now?
It works. I don't want to hear it.
I know. No. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying that, like, it's just...
I made it more complicated than it needed to be because I didn't want to touch the piece of crap CenturyLink box. That's it.
Why do you... Okay, but see, that's where I'm confused. Why did you have a need to touch the CenturyLink box?
Because, well, the logical solution to get my server connected to the internet would just be to plug it into the CenturyLink box that's in the same closet. But I didn't want to do that. Because screw that thing. And because it made it a little bit more irritating to get it, or to like remote to it, right? Remotely access.
Oh, wait, hold on. Where's your... I think I know where the disconnect is. Where's your switch? Not in the closet, right?
My dumb switch?
Yeah.
My dumb switch is in the closet because it turns the one connection that comes from the router into like 3. Well, more than 3, but it's using 3.
And the router's not in there. The router's out in a different place.
Next to my desk.
Okay. Well, realistically, if you have that dumb switch in there and the dumb switch is connected to the router, it shouldn't matter where the router is, and you shouldn't need to use that secondary connection, that secondary port that's in next to your desk to go back in. I get what you're doing.
I do have to because I put the router here. It's not in the closet. I have to get it there.
I know, but the router is connected to the dumb switch, isn't it?
Yes, through that second port.
Okay.
This is ridiculous to listen to, I'm sure.
Got it. Okay. No, I didn't understand where all of your equipment was. That's why I'm really confused.
The closet is the ISP box.
Right.
A dumb switch and a server.
Right. Okay. Yep. But you went from that jack.
Basically, the internet connection goes from the ISP box to my desk, and then back to the closet.
I get it now. I get it. I get it now. I get it now. Okay. Well, okay. So I didn't realize that you were. I didn't realize that that jack that was next to your desk was, because that's being, at least the one that's going to the router is being fed directly from the ISP box, right?
Correct.
Got it. Okay. See, I didn't, and I assumed that all of your equipment's all in that room. That's what the problem was, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. See, now this is why I was so confused. Now I understand what you're doing. Now it makes sense.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know if you could go ISP box to dumb switch and then that still carry the connection to the router?
Well, let's see.
I get what you're doing now, though.
The ISP box serves up different IP addresses, I think.
What?
Yep. That's the
job of your router. So
yeah,
the
ISP box is also doing DHCP. I haven't turned it off because it didn't cause a problem.
What?
Actually,
what?
I haven't turned it off because it didn't cause a problem.
That's weird that it hasn't
caused a problem.
That's weird that it hasn't caused a problem, because usually having two DNS or like DHCP servers usually causes a problem.
What? Nothing. None of my devices. The reason it doesn't cause a problem is because none of my devices are connected to it. So none of them are actually requesting addresses from it. They're all connected to my own device.
That's probably true. Okay.
I set my device to serve up 192.168.1 addresses. The ISP box is configured to serve up God knows what.
So you're basically natting, which is okay. You're doing you've got NAT inside of like NAT. Well, I don't know if you have NAT inside of NAT, but that's weird. Okay, if it works, I guess.
If it caused the problem, I would have logged into the ISP box and turned it off.
So is your router grabbing? Your router must be grabbing a DHCP address from...
The WAN port probably does have a God knows what address that the thing gave it, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, you're...
Because that port only goes to the internet.
Right. Okay, well, so what's happening probably is that your ISP box is grabbing a DHCP address from the ISP, and then it's assigning a DHCP address to your router, which is also assigning DHCP addresses to all the devices underneath it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, okay, look, let's talk about routers. Honestly, I was really tempted to return this thing.
What did you pick up for a router?
I picked up a Linksys router that's like, it's 802.11ax, right? So it'll work for me for a while.
AX?
Right, AX. Wi-Fi 6, they call it.
Oh, okay. See, I've seen AC.
Yeah.
Is this one of those giant looking ones?
No, it doesn't look like an upside down spider.
I have one of those.
I hate those.
I have one of those.
And okay.
No, I'm not using it anymore. I'm using my Ubiquity stuff, but
I can stomach them, kind of. But you know what I can't stomach are the ones that are gamer branded. Like whoever buys a gaming router, my god. Okay, so this thing, right? This thing has a web server on it, like a lot of routers do. Like you do when you're configuring your router, and you go, all right.
Oh, you mean a web? Address? You mean a web UI?
It has a built-in web server. Yep.
It's not a server. That's not a web server. That's a web UI. There's a difference.
Well, it's a web server.
No. A web server runs
grand web.
A web server runs Apache, right? It's a web UI. It's a user interface.
Apache isn't the only thing on Earth that can be considered a web server.
Okay, yes, you have Nginx, which is becoming more common now.
I'm just saying that from a technical standpoint, whatever software is running is considered a web server.
Okay, well, yes, I guess it's technically got a built-in web
page.
Yeah, technically it has a built-in web server, but it's more commonly referred to as a web UI. But okay, right? Yep.
Get this, right? They went through the effort to give this device a built-in web server so that when you need to initially set it up, you go to the gateway address, and you're there. And do you know what's on the page? Nothing. Except one thing. A plug to download their stupid app. Their app sucks. Their app is trash and it sucks. I hate it. Wanted me to make a stupid account. It wanted me to. It was so picky about like, oh, it's not connected, but it is connected. I'm on the internet right now through this device. What are you talking about?
You know what it probably is? It's probably because of the weird like hop thing that you're doing.
No. That was a completely intermittent problem, and it didn't happen since then. Fixed it. Don't worry.
Okay, but hold on.
Seriously.
Speaking of
why did we have to abolish the web? The web UI.
Okay, hold on. Web UI, right?
Why do we have to use this trash?
Hang on,
app? This
hang
app
on.
Sucks.
Okay, so I can manage this through an app,
It's
but
slow. It's slow. It's slow. It required their dumb account. I couldn't care less about a Linksys account. Thank you very much. Did I mention the app's pretty friggin' slow? It's pretty slow.
what do you think about this? This is my web UI for Ubiquity.
I know what Ubiquity looks like.
Have you used it before?
Nope.
Let's see. Here's and they actually just did a refresh to this actually recently. Now it's broken. Stop it. Come on. Oh.
In any case,
Here we go.
I strongly dislike.
Yeah, here's all the settings right here and stuff.
Darn near made me take it back.
Dude, go Ubiquity. I'm just kidding. No, don't,
spending
dude. No, don't go Ubiquity. It's way over the top for what you need.
I don't need that. I just want, like, the only devices that I have that even use Wi-Fi is like my phone, my tablet. Why do I need a fancy power user, like borderline professional Wi-Fi solution for that?
Dude, the only reason
everything else is just plugged in.
The only reason I'm using it is because I'm using it at the church, and I wanted to. Well, one, I'm a network geek, right? So I just like this stuff.
It's cool.
Yes, because it's cool.
Do half the things that we do.
It's because it's cool, right? But like, also, I figured if I was running it at the church, I'd probably better have it at home so I can break it, so I know how to fix it when it's broken. That, and if I'm doing more managed IT stuff, like, it's a brand that I would use, and so again, that theory of having it so I can break it and fix it, made a lot of sense. So anyway, that was a thing. But yeah, okay, cool. That's awesome. So did you? I showed you what I picked up the other day, didn't I?
UPS?
I picked up 2 giant freaking UPSs. These things are designed to be they're rack mountable. They're designed for racks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, whatever, like this picture that you showed me did a poor job of conveying the giantness of this.
Oh, no. These are designed to go to rack. Yeah.
Do you have a rack?
I do not yet.
I would kind of like a rack.
I would. I plan to get a rack at some point. Now, if I bought a house or something like that, then yes, definitely I would get a rack.
I could fit a rack in the closet, surely.
Depends on how big of a rack that you're getting. Let's see here. I just gotta. Well, let's see here. Oops. Yeah, I meant to do that. So these are APC units. APC Smart Ups. I think they're are they a 1500? They're maybe a 2500. I forget what they are. But yeah, they are meant to be rack mounted. They are designed for a rack. Oh yeah, maybe it is this. Yeah, they look like they're just a 2U, like they look like a 2U server. Like if you've ever seen a 2U server chassis before.
On one?
Well, okay, actually I would probably say a 2U like half length server chassis.
Pretty hefty.
Yes, I got 2 of them. And the only reason that I picked them up, right? So the one of the local school districts had a bunch of these. They had like 4 or 5 of them. And they were just like, we don't want them anymore, right? And they asked
if you for free?
Yeah, they gave them to the store. So they brought them to the store, right? And so we took all the batteries out of them, and then recycled we'll recycle the batteries too. But we took all the batteries out of them. That was the main reason we wanted them, was for the batteries, because when we recycle batteries, we actually get some money back for them, for the lead that's in them. And then I don't know what we did with the rest of the UPSs. I don't know if we just tossed them or if we actually took them somewhere to recycle them or what. But there were two that were in pretty decent shape. And I initially was only going to take one. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, I might as well take two. I've got a storage unit. I can put them in there for now, right? Actually, I picked up three. I picked up a smaller one that uses two batteries, and it's like an under desk unit or something like that. It's like one of those like brick ones. You've probably seen those before.
What kind of like capacity does this device have?
Depends on what you put for batteries inside. So
you have to put batteries in it.
Yeah, so that's the only caveat. The batteries were bad, but the units themselves are good, right? Now, myself, I have a pretty good source for batteries at a reasonable cost. But anyway, so the thing with like UPS batteries is I think APC typically uses like a 12 volt 7 amp hour battery. But 12 volt 8 amp hour and 9 amp hour batteries are all the same size. And the benefit is that like you can step up the amp hour rating in a battery and get more runtime out of it, which is, so that's why I say it depends. And it also depends on, like how much load the system, is how much load you have on the system and things like that too.
What do you want to put in it? What'll that get you?
I don't know. I think it probably depends on, look, obviously like a 12 volt 7 amp hour battery is going to be cheaper than like a 12 volt 9 amp hour battery. Because the higher the amp hour rating, the more expensive the batteries get. I don't know. I don't intend to use them right now. I intend to use them down the line in a server rack somewhere for servers. I don't know. Look, the only reason I took them was because, one, I have a space to put them right now. Two, I will end up using them sometime down the line. And three, like, new, they cost close to $1,000.
Price was right.
Yeah, they were free. I just need to put batteries in them. Other than that, they work fine. The smaller one that's a brick, I'm probably going to put some 12 volt 7 amp hour batteries in it just because, like, they'll work, and then and it'll use two of them. So, and they'll be in series, so that should double my runtime. No, it'll double the voltage. Will it? Yeah, it'll double the voltage. So the capacity rating will be the same, I believe. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that. Series and parallel, right? You've probably heard that before, right?
I have.
When you run a battery in series, though, when you run a battery in series, it's going to double the voltage. When you run a battery in parallel, you'll still have the same voltage, but the runtime will be increased. So the way the UPS units work, at least the smaller one that I have, is it's going to be like a 24 volt system. Probably provides a lot more power. That's probably why it does that. Not necessarily more runtime out of it. But my plan for that one is to populate with just some like 12 volt 7 amp hour batteries, because those will be the cheapest option, and then put the virtualization server on it. And I already have that on a battery backup, but I want like a dedicated battery backup unit just for it. So that'll be the route to go. And that was also free. Like, everything was That's how we got the one for the church. The one for the church, somebody dropped off at the store one day. They were like, we don't want it anymore. And what I don't understand about these things is that I think people tend to, when the batteries go bad in them, they don't realize that the batteries can maybe be replaced or something like that. Or maybe they think it's more expensive to replace the batteries in them than they really are. And so people just chuck them and generally, I think, just buy new ones, which is really weird.
I don't know.
At a certain point, like on the cheaper ones, like the ones that are designed for like home, I can maybe see it. Where well, no, even mine. I had to replace the battery in mine that's sitting over here a while ago, and I think it was only like maybe $30. Where versus the unit that cost probably closer to like $70 or $80. So anyway, yeah, no, so. Yeah, those are a thing. Dude, we had a giant one come in. I kid you not. It had like 8 batteries in it. And it was massive. It was like, this one actually was like a 2U, like full server rack. That one was bad, though. It, like, new batteries didn't fix it. Like, something had actually failed in it. But I kid you not, it was like maybe actually it might have not even been a 2U. It might have been like a 4U. It was like, it was massive. I've never seen a UPS this big before. You
can get a UPS the size of a refrigerator if you want.
Oh, okay. So there was, we were asked to source batteries for, the library. In one of our municipalities, and it needed 40, I think it was like 40 batteries, 40 or 42 batteries. And these were like, it ran like all the emergency lights and everything in like the building. It was like a whole building, like UPS system. I should show you what it was using. So it was using 12 volt, I think it was 80 amp hour batteries, was what it was. 12 volt, 80 amp hour battery, with like screw in posts on the top. These batteries come in like all different styles and things like that. Let's see here. Copy image. I'm just going to share this here with you. Yeah, it used like, I kid you not, we got like 40 something of these things.
That's heavy.
Yeah, I had to help my boss load them into the back of our delivery vehicle so we could take them over there. That was fun. So, yeah. But no, we were asked to source a bunch of these for them. I came to my boss and he was like, "Oh gosh, like what do you need?" Right? He was outside talking to like one of our other commercial customers, and he's like what now? Like he's thinking like we broke something or like gonna ask him something stupid. I was like, no, this is a good thing. We need to like order a freaking pallet of batteries. Like, holy crap. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. Anyway, yeah, what else?
Figured out my Proxmox.
You figured out your Proxmox, and
it was power management was the culprit. I
should have known. What was the original issue again that you were having?
Basically, the performance in VM was very poor.
Maybe that's what my issue is with my Windows VMs.
You know what?
My Linux VMs run just fine.
What kind of a server do you have? I forget. You have some kind of custom thing, don't you?
It's off the it's like off-the-shelf parts, basically.
Okay, well, in mine, so I have a Dell server, and in mine, I mean, I don't even remember the acronyms and such, but I'll spare you the nitty-gritty and just say I basically changed it from firmware managing the CPU clock speed to OS managing the CPU clock speed. And that pretty much, so normally with the firmware managing the clock speed, it would, the CPUs would hover around, like the low 1 gigahertz range, up to 1.5 maybe. But now it boosts all the way up to its normal clock speed of 2.5.
I don't know what the clock speed of my processor is. I know it's pretty low.
Do you have one or two?
I have a single
socket.
Yeah, single socket.
Two socket.
No, it's a single socket. It's a micro ATX board in there.
Oh. You have something a little bit different than I thought.
Yeah, I have a Chinese, weird Chinese brand, motherboard.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? It works for what I'm running is mostly Linux VMs, right? You know what I did download the other day though?
I gotta get a VPN VM going. I kind of want that.
Okay, if you want help with setting that up, let me know.
You offered me some special considerations that I should take.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna load it onto an actual physical box, I think, just because it's gonna be a much better experience. I tried it in a VM, it didn't work super well. But I just
because I actually have
no, I'm talking about something different. I just got my keys for Server 2019.
Oh, you're getting Server 2019.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run it on the OS, like the host OS.
No, I'm gonna take one of my old systems and run it on that.
On a different machine. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I'll run. I'm gonna
just pass. So in Proxmox, I could just pass a network port specifically to that VM, like a different network port.
You should be able to do that. Yeah.
Do you think that would improve things?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure exactly. So, see, VM stuff gets weird because you can do a lot of different things. By default, what it should do is, now I only have one network adapter in my system, right? But it creates a bridge, basically, is what it does. So all of your traffic goes to a virtual interface, basically, and then all that, all of your network traffic from your VMs goes to virtual interfaces. And then, because it creates a virtual interface for each VM.
Yes.
And then that all gets combined out the physical port. You know what, though? It might. If you only have... it's still going to be a bridged port. It's still going to be a bridge, basically, so you're still going to have a virtual interface. But, yeah, you might if all of your traffic isn't trying to compete out of one port. Does that make sense? Instead of taking all the traffic from all your VMs and pushing that out of one port, if you separate that, it might create some load balancing.
I'm going to, let's see, network card pass through.
I don't know if that'll improve your... the theory makes sense, though.
A virtual machine can thus exclusively control a corresponding PCI Express device, e.g. a network card. However, now, let's consider this. My network card has 4 ports. Can I pass through one port? Or do I have to pass all of them? Because if I have to pass all of them, that's not going to do me any good.
No. I don't know.
Let's see.
Might have to do some research on that.
You know what? I might actually be able to pass... I think I can actually pass each port. I have 4 options.
I know that you can... I know that you can create virtual interfaces and all that other stuff and virtual routers and switches and stuff inside of Proxmox.
I can just screw that. I can just pass the port. I think I can do that.
Oh no, I'm just saying I know that those are options in Proxmox.
It's pretty cool.
Here's that's the firewall. Permissions, API tokens, roles, summary storage options, application. I haven't played that much with Proxmox, so.
Yeah, I spent a few months not really touching it much and got to touch it a little bit more lately.
Yeah, so it created a Linux bridge in here when I initially set this up, which makes sense. So, but realistically, I probably could create other like bridge adapters and other stuff like that, and things.
Yes.
I'm trying to run as much stuff as I can inside of containers, just because it makes the system. Or it utilizes system resources a lot better. So, also I recently started playing with Home Assistant, but I'm more into the home automation stuff than you are.
I couldn't give a toss about home automation.
So, yeah, Home Assistant's pretty cool though. Well, so I can set up Home Assistant to do a lot of cool things. I could build like custom dashboards, basically. So I could build one that would like be like a movie dashboard, basically. So I could like trigger an event in it and like control Plex and like the lights and all this stuff from one control panel. And then if I wanted to, what I could do is I could use like a Raspberry Pi or like a Android tablet or something like that and load up the dashboards on it and then do like one of those like things where like, how people have like screens in their homes that control everything.
I see. Yeah.
So I could do something like that. Dude, if I buy a house, like it's going to be teched out.
I bet.
We're talking smart switches and like smart thermostat and no smart locks though. I'm not going to do smart locks. I don't trust them. I do not trust them. Speaking
Your house will bring new meaning to the phrase "the walls have eyes."
I probably will do security cameras. That'll probably be a thing.
I mean more that like all of your house is just gonna be spying on you.
Oh yeah, I'm already
sold your soul.
I'm already a piece at it. Yep.
You've already sold. Look, here's how I justify selling my soul, right? So all these companies want data so they can advertise to me, right? But I run ad block on everything. If I had a smart toaster, I'd run ad block on it.
You know what you could do though is if you wanted home ad block, you could run Pi-hole.
You use the Pi-hole, I know. But seriously, like they're wasting their time on me.
Yeah. No, you do Pi-hole though is what you do, right? So let me actually pull up. Hold on. Let's maybe talk about one tech topic. I like wanted to talk about most of this.
Completely threw the whole time away.
No. I wanted to talk about all this stuff too because it's like it's cool. It's tech. Like that's what the show is kind of becoming too. That's cool. Okay. These two topics I want to talk about real quick though, because these are funny. Real quick here, and then we'll see where we're at with time and things like that. I got another meeting that I have to hop on later tonight, but anyway. So Zach, if you're planning on getting a Pixel 5, well, you might want to rethink because some Pixel 5 users can't stream Netflix in HD because of a DRM issue.
Nice.
Yeah, some Pixel 5 owners are apparently experiencing a bug with Google's Widevine DRM platform, and it's causing their phones to only play back Netflix videos in standard definition instead of the usual HD and HDR10 quality that they should be.
That's awesome.
Google is aware of the issue and is working on a firmware fix, but it still has to test and verify it, so it's not clear when it'll be released. It's not widespread, though. It appears to be causing afflicted Pixel 5 devices to be downgraded to Widevine's L3 status instead of the usual Widevine L1, which is what authenticates to allow for HD HDR playback for Netflix, among other things. That's kind of funny.
Look, honestly, all this crap just makes me think, like, literally just pirate it if you're getting stuck in this crap, because this is ridiculous. Oh, you don't have the right cable. You don't have the right version of Windows. Oh, you don't have the right OS. You can't play the 4K content. Like, buzz off.
Yeah,
okay?
Unfortunately,
content, I'm gonna watch it however I want.
Unfortunately, DRM is kind of a big thing. So
DRM is awful.
Yeah. Anyway, also, bad software is turning some Mustang Mach-E's into electric bricks, Zach. Yeah, so, my car is just bricked right now. Charging is a common concern with electric vehicles, but some owners of the brand new Mustang Mach-E have run into a particular problem. Their electric SUVs won't start even when the main battery pack is full. That's because The Verge has learned there's a problem with some early Mustang Mach-E SUVs that involved how the much smaller 12-volt batteries get charged. It's the latest in a growing line of small issues that have come to light during the rollout of Ford's first long-range electric car. As is the case in other electric cars, the Mustang Mach-E keeps its 12-volt lead-acid batteries topped up by essentially sipping power from the much larger lithium-ion battery pack, okay? Based on the owner's accounts across multiple forum threads, including one who spoke to The Verge, the problem is this stops happening whenever the Mustang Mach-E is plugged into charge up the larger battery pack. Okay, that might actually kind of make sense. This is especially an issue for owners in areas with cold weather, as Ford encourages them to leave their Mustang Mach-E's plugged in so that the SUVs can use power from the grid to warm up before driving. That also makes sense, and keeping the batteries topped up is going to be better for them. The 12-volt battery powers many of the Mustang's Mach-E systems, since the larger battery pack is high voltage, and so when it dies, the electric SUV cannot be started. When this happens, owners have reported the Ford Pass app says the vehicle is in deep sleep mode. Some forum members have started referring to it as the electric brick problem. So it sounds like your car might not be like brick like in the way I thought it was going to be bricked, but definitely sounds like an issue.
It's definitely an issue.
Like, goodness gracious. Oh man. Okay, it wouldn't be a RAM show if we didn't talk Microsoft news real quick, and let me see. I thought I had a good topic, but oh, yep, here it is right here. Let's see here. I apparently forgot to copy the link. Microsoft to shut down Cortana on iOS and Android devices, Zach.
Sucks.
Just proving that nobody wants Cortana. Yep. It has shut down the Cortana app for iOS and Android, and it's the latest in a series of moves to end support for Cortana across multiple devices, including Microsoft's own Surface headphones. What? You know your Home Assistant is bad when even your own devices are dropping support for it.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
Oh, that is funny. Okay, yeah, cool. All right, tech topics for this week. Let's talk more fun stuff, like just geeking out again.
I'm out of things to talk about there. Sorry.
Are you really?
I don't have anything else.
So I thought originally you said you weren't going to do a VPN.
Well, I got my VMs working now.
Oh, now you got, yeah, okay, so you actually have to run one in a VM. You can't.
Why not?
You can't not run it in a VM. Oh, you know what? Okay, I want to see. You should do this real quick because I'm curious, right? Because now you have fiber, so you can do multiple things at the same time and not have a problem. 2, you have gigabit internet, right? So, because you're going to need, if you're going to run a VM, you're going to need Debian anyways, or at least that's the operating system that I would use. So,
Proxmox is basically Debian.
It is Debian, yeah, you're right. So what you should do is, real quick, download the Debian ISO image. And I want to see how long it takes. Because I have a feeling it's going to be really quick.
For what?
Well, you're going to need it to set up your VM.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, not now. I'm not doing it now. Screw that.
Oh, come on!
I'm not doing it now. No, screw that.
Your internet's more than capable of doing it.
I don't feel like it.
Dude, you literally have to click the download button. I didn't say you had to, like, set up your VPN right now. I just want to see how fast Debian actually downloads. Come on.
I don't feel like it right now. Ubuntu was slow, because their servers suck, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, what is?
Ubuntu was slow. Seems like their servers suck.
That's because everyone uses Ubuntu. You do know that Ubuntu is basically, like, it's based on Debian, right?
I don't care.
Well, okay, so here's what's nice about Debian is, like, Debian is kind of like
I'm not interested in Linux distro superiority wars here.
Well, I don't know if it's superior, but it's like a top level, like, distro basically. And the reason that I would go Debian over Ubuntu is because it's lighter weight. Honestly, your VPN server doesn't need that much. You know, a couple cores, and that's probably overkill. You can get away with a single core, I'm sure. And a couple gigs of RAM, and you're going to be fine. So, like a 10, maybe a 20 gig hard drive, 10 gig drive, 10 gig virtual disk. Super simple. So, anyway, yeah, okay. I need to get ready for my other call here. So, yeah, that's going to be the show for this week. And, yeah, thanks for joining us. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down, break all of our hearts, and, you know, we'll cry about it. I'm just kidding. Anyway, get subscribed if you haven't done that already, and we'll see you next time here on The Ram Show. Goodbye.